Do you think it's genuinely normal for someone to just leave us here like that?
Oh, someone will eventually show up, no doubt about it. Yeah.
Just a minute. I think I actually have horses approaching.
What?
Horses.
What now?
Horses, bloody horses.
Oh, you mean horses? Good evening, gentlemen. Fear not, I will take you to your destination. Step inside, please.
The trip seemed like a disaster when the first carriage driver dumped us out in the open and left. But now that this gentleman is here, everything seems to be in perfect order, don't you think?
Huh? Oh yeah, everything's gonna work out just fine.
I swear to God, I don't understand a bloody word out of his mouth, I do.
It is so much simpler when unsuspecting travelers are also morons.
Greetings everyone, welcome to Kane Hakonen Studios once again. I seriously hope you enjoyed the intro, and before we continue, I would just like to prompt you to subscribe to my channel, like, comment and share if you want, because it helps me stay motivated and produce more fun and interesting content just for you. Also, before we continue, I'd just like to mention that Christopher Lee dances in this movie. Okay, fun aside, let's go with the basic info. Moving on to the basic information, Dracula Prince of Darkness is a 1966 supernatural gothic horror British movie directed by Terence Fisher. It is the third installment of the Hammer Production Studios and the second one to feature Christopher Lee as Count Dracula. The other worth mentioning actors are over here, Barbara Shelley and Andrew Keir. The budget for the movie is going to be over here on this side. £100,000 invested in the budget and grossed $2.3 million worldwide just on rentals, bringing us to the Rotten Tomatoes score, which is going to be over here on this side. 61% of the audience. In my opinion, that is the only thing that actually matters, because critics can be overzealous in their judgment a little bit, so we trust the audience. That being presented, let's move on to the story section. Ignoring the warnings of Father Sandor, four British travelers, the Kents, decide to visit Carlsbad. And on the way with the carriage to this abandoned castle, they are abandoned in the middle of the road by their coach driver, who is stricken by fear. After that, a driverless coach comes to pick them up. They are taken to the castle. After arriving to the castle, they see that the table is set for four. They sit down, they dine. After that, retrieving to their rooms for rest. After the brief rest, one of the guests, named Alan, decides to investigate the castle over the noise he heard. The Dracula's bartender, Kent, kills him and feeds his blood into the Dracula's coffin, reviving Count Dracula. What happens next? I'm not going to spoil it for you. Watch the movie so you can see the rest of the story. With this being said, let's move on to the Dracula presentation. Right off the bat, I want to say that Christopher Lee did not perform as well as in his first movie in this one. His acting was subpar. The ones who actually steal the show are Father Sandor and Butler Clove. These guys were amazing actors in this movie. They steal every single scene, making it still a good watch. The action scenes were complemented by decent music, but nothing to write home about. On the other hand, we have to say something positive about the atmosphere. The atmosphere and the shooting locations, the decoration of the castle itself, is beautiful. You will enjoy it. With this short presentation being concluded, let's move on to the conclusion. For the conclusion, let me tell you that Christopher Lee didn't perform as well as he should. Perhaps he wasn't motivated enough, or perhaps it was something else. We will never know. Music was done correctly. Acting of general actors was subpar, except for the two mentioned before, Butler Clove and Father Sandor. The movie is still a watch because, even though on shaky legs, I believe it can still hold its own against the modern movies of the same genre. That being said, thank you all for watching. Consider liking, sharing, and even subscribing. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next one,